Yes, sir. Hail I. More greatness. Know thyself. Love thyself. Wisdom and wisdom applied. Yeah, massive people. Yes, yes, yes. I was just thinking, man. If the military gets rid of the crime of racism within the military, racism, the corruption of racism, and other corruptions, and the military advocates just and fairness and represents the just and fairness for the well-being of the people, and not just the people but the environment, not just about ballistics, knowing that they can go and invade another country. Yeah, because the only way another countries are having defenses systems, because they know in the past and in the present they raid other countries like the bully. They just go in there and just do what they want to do, because under the just term of they think that they are the advocates of righteousness. How can you be the advocates of righteousness in a world of with so much corruption, and governments with so much corruption? You know what I'm saying? Because how can you gain righteousness when you're not healthy? Yeah, our government systems leaders, they are far from healthy. You can see them. You can look at them. You see the what they partake in. You see their social life. You see the diet. They're not healthy. You know what I'm saying? So if the parent is not healthy, the child will never be healthy. Governments represent the child, the parent. I mean, beg your pardon. The government represents the parent, and the parent is not healthy in mind, body, and soul. How could the child be healthy, mind, body, and soul? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we need to clean up the whole system, man, starting from the top, coming down, because it all trickles down from the top. Epic. It's all epic. You know what I'm saying? If I tell you, trees start growing from the top before it reach the ground, you'd say I'm crazy, but when you really think about it, yeah, it comes from top to go to the ground. From the top of the tree, it falls to the ground. That's where it starts, at the top of the tree. Yeah. Yeah. So everything is epic. So if that happens, the government, the military won't back the government with its corruption, and every time they come with corruption and the so-called banksters and pharmaceuticals, they will step in and say, hey, we represent the people. But the armies are not for the people, they are for the governments. The police are not for the people, they are for the government. Because if they were for the people, they would understand the sufferings and the and and the and the and the and the follies of the people and why they behave that way. And knowing that it's epic and we can deal with it on a way that others don't want to even address it. Because if we address all the quarrels or the problems in society, a lot of businessmen will go broke. A lot of entrepreneurs will go broke, because we live in a society that feeds on the weakness of others. Yeah, we see it, and we think it's a norm. We call it competition. We call it progress. We call it, what I'm saying, success. Like, wow, 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 wow. And everybody has to try and be the best. Be the best. Be the best of what? Just be, man. You're already the best. we already best. We're already great. Just be. You know what I mean? There's no limit to greatness. It's infinite. So why is trying to be the best when we know we're infinitely the best already? Yeah. But just a food for thought. And another thing I wanted to address was yeah, we keep on saying self. like oneself, myself. But you know, the so-called self is made out of a number of cells. A number of cells. First, you could say we got like over 1 billion cells in our body. So all the cells is ourselves. So you know what I'm saying. If you want to go down deeper, you know. But as I'm talking, I'm just talking on the level of we have the conscious self, we have the thoughts self. You know, that's in the part of the self. You know, we have the cognitive self. You know, we have the nervous system self. You know, we have the electrical self, electromagnetic self. We made out of so many selves, so we cannot say we are just one self, because for us to say one self, we limit our self. That's why when I say, yeah, when we don't experience free will. We experience freedom of choice. It's like voting. You know, you don't have a choice of who to vote. You are given the choice of who to vote, and from that choice is your choice to take out of that choice you are given. You know what I'm saying? Our thoughts, it depends on our environment. It's epic. It depends on our environment and our state of being, disposition, you know. But it's mainly our environment and epic and elsewhere, and even epic to our environment too, because our environment has a big role to play with our thoughts, to deal with our thoughts. Because when we get our thoughts before we are conscious of the thoughts that we get. You know what I'm saying? Our consciousness is like the experiencing our cognitiveness, experiencing ourself, experiencing our thoughts. Yeah. And our thoughts, as I said, is not ours. That's why if you think of an idea and you don't execute that idea will go to somebody else, and that person will execute that idea, and you will say, "Oh man, I had that idea." And yeah, how is that possible? If we are unique to our free will, because free will says that we are unique and we are separate. Because if we have free will, we cannot have a joint self, we cannot have a unity, we cannot have a oneness, we cannot have a one world. You understand? We have to have a collectiveness. You know what I'm saying? That does not belong to our one self. You know what I'm saying? So what we call free will is free, not to us, but it's free to the collective. You understand what I'm saying? That we don't have to do anything to get it. It just comes to us. You know? And we have the choice to manifest and experience what thoughts comes to us. You know? And then again, our disposition can influence what choices of thoughts we choose to take in, and our state of health. Our state of health, again, is linked to our state of to our brain, state of our brain. So yeah, great health, great thinking. Yeah, I'll just say that's thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because we the people, and like we have governments to represent us, but they more want to be our leaders, and they call themselves leaders. How could you step from representation to leadership? And this is a false notion, because you are not a leader. You are not there to lead us. Why are you leading us to? Can't we lead ourselves? Are we incapable of leading ourselves? You know what I'm saying? What makes him greater than me to be able to lead, and I can lead me? You know what I'm saying? We talk about love ourselves. We talk about consciousness. We talk about, you know. But how could we have a leader? Yes, we have a representative. That's why we need to hold them to the position and let them understand that you are only a representative. You're not a leader. What you say does not go. You represent what the people say, and before you say, and you're supposed to come to the people. Voting is not just supposed to be for electoral. Voting is supposed to be for like every decision you make. Yeah, we're supposed to be transparent enough for us to say no, we don't want that decision. And when we say no, we don't want that decision, you have to, show that respect and recognize our voices. Now, because they claim to be leaders, they believe that they don't need us, or they don't need our voices. They claim to be that they are the capable to be the voice of the majority. Let's say 100,000 people in society, in a place, in a country, and one man wants to be the leader of all that people and say yes, whatever I say is everybody else. That's dictatorship. Any form of leader is dictatorship. You know what I'm saying? Any form of leadership is dictatorship. Because we are being told how to be and not how to be. When we naturally are what we are, greatness, until we get that corruption. Because you can see it in babies and children. Do you see evil children? Unless they have been influenced on their disposition. But do you see evil children? Do you see children saying, I want to be the, Nah, children are quite loving, man. Yeah, man. They're great. Yeah. They're a gift. Anyway, love thyself. You don't know. More greatness. Yeah. Know thyself. Know thyself is wisdom. Love thyself. Love thyself is wisdom applied. 758, natural order of life. You don't need to subscribe. Just love and love yourself. More greatness. More love to the self.